Okay, so Marcos, or whatever name you have on yours, it randomizes the names, I believe, purchases a top-up card for his prepaid cell phone. His remaining balance, B, can be modeled by the equation, boom, B equals 25 minus 0.4 n, where n is the number of minutes he's talked since purchasing the card. Okay. How much money was on the card when he purchased it? How many minutes will he have talked when he runs out of money? What is the slope of this equation? Okay, well, let's grab this equation and bring it on down here. Part A. So B equals 25 minus 0.4 n. Okay, now it's important that we're clear what B and N are on this problem. What are they? Well, N, so B, B is the remaining balance. And N is the number of minutes that he's talked since he purchased the card. Okay. So what's their question then on part A? How much money was on the card when he purchased it? So they're saying find B, find the balance, right? Find the money on the card, that's the balance, when purchased. And when it's purchased, that's n equals 0. Do you realize that's n equals 0? Why? Why is n equals 0? What is n again? Number of minutes he's talked since purchasing the card. Well, if they're asking me right when he purchased the card, n is 0 because when he purchased the card, he hadn't talked for any minutes yet when he first purchased the card, right? N is the number of minutes he's talked after, since purchasing the card. So right when he purchased the card, n is 0. So they're basically saying find B when n is 0. So you just plug in 0 right there. And that's easy math. It's all the words that are hard. 0.4 times 0. Oh, that's just gone. So B is just 25. So 25. 25 is the number of minutes. That's the balance. That's the amount of money. So he put 25 bucks on this card. Does that make sense? When he first filled up the card, there was 25 bucks on it. That's what that means, because he had talked 0 minutes at that time. The balance was 25. 25 bucks when he first purchased the card. And then they ask us, which intercept is this? X-axis or Y-axis, or maybe it says B and N. I don't know. Let me go check real quick. I want to make sure I see it like you guys are seeing it. Let's see. And this is 4.2. Go in there real quick. 4.2 lecture homework. Question number 8. There it is. Okay, different numbers, same question. What are the options here? Oh yeah, b-intercept, n-intercept. Okay, yeah. And then this one is b-intercept, n-intercept. And this one is dollars, minutes per dollar, dollars per minute, minutes. Okay, that's good to see. Okay, so I just wanted to see what it looks like. Let me go back to my iPad to finish up the problem. Okay, all right, so here we are. So back to the problem. Okay, so what are we talking about on this question? So there's the formula, 25 minus 0.4 n. Okay, and we got our answer, 25, and they're asking, which intercept is this? Well, let's be clear. This is the point. This is the point. 0, 25. Why? Because in, yeah, let me help with this. So what are we normally used to? Normally we're used to y equals mx plus b, right? Plus little b, like that, okay? And we have capital B is 25 minus 0.4 n. So what's what? So capital B is like the y. So this is the y, this is the x. Well, let's be clear. Capital B was 25. So this is capital B, which is like the y. So we're matching things up. And what's our variable on the other side? N. So this is like x. This is n or x. Okay. So we just found the point 0, 12. You everybody see how I did that? I just said, what are we normally used to? We're normally used to y equals mx plus b. And so I compared that to the equation they gave us, which I put right here. Then I just matched things up. B is in the place of y. So B is in the place of y. Balance of 25, that's in the y spot. And the only other letter on the right side is n. Well, that's got to be my x, because it's the only other letter. It's got to be x, so n is x. And so we just found that when n is 0, b is 25, b is 25, okay? So this is what point? Well, it's, I'm honestly a little confused myself. Let me think for a second. So x-axis here, y-axis here. This is the n-axis because n is x and b is y. This is b-axis here. And we're talking about a graph that goes like this. And we just found this point here, 0, 25, which is a y-intercept or a b-intercept. It's a b-intercept because it has a b value. Yeah, it's a b-intercept. Does that make sense? It's got a b value. It's a b-intercept. It means if we were to graph this line, when n is 0, b is 25. So it's got a b value to it. So it is a b-intercept. It's a b-intercept because it's got a b value. All right. And now we'll go on to part B. How many minutes will he have talked when he runs out of money? Runs out of money. That'll be part B down here. So when he runs out of money, how many minutes? So how many minutes? How many minutes when he runs out of money? How are we going to figure that out? How many minutes when he runs out of money? Well,
you put 0 in place of B.
What's that?
Put 0 in place of B.
Beautiful, Heath. Exactly. That's it. Let's go back to that same equation. Yeah, you got it. Oops. 0.4 n. Yeah, that's exactly it. Runs out of money. That means the balance is 0. So you plug in 0 for the balance. Exactly. And then just solve for n. B equals 0. Solve for n. That's exactly it. Balance is 0 when you run out of money. Now solve for n. So here's our equation, our wall of separation. We need to subtract 25 from both sides. Boom, boom. So we get minus 25. Here, let me go back to the red counter there. So minus 25 is negative 0.4 n. Just bring that part down. And then last step, divide by negative 0.4. Boom, on both sides. So n equals, I'm going to use my calculator. Two negatives are going to make a positive, right? So I'm getting 62.5. So that's how many minutes. That's how many minutes he can talk. 62.5 minutes before he runs out of money. They want a decimal, what they want. Yeah, I guess we'll just put exactly what we got. 62.5 minutes until he runs out of money. And what kind of intercept is that? They're asking us the intercept again. Well, it's an n value. So it's an n-intercept. So whatever value you're getting, that's the intercept it is. If you get a B, right on part A, we got a B value. And that was a b-intercept. Now we're getting an n value, it's an n-intercept. So this is an n. N-intercept. The other one was a b-intercept because it was a b value. And then good. And then finally on part C, it says, what's the slope? Right here, what's the slope? And what are the units on the slope? So finally, part C, let's bring that on down here. Part C, same equation. B equals 25 minus 0.4 n. Whoops, sorry. It's going kind of crazy. What is the slope? What do you think? What's the slope?
Negative 0.4.
Beautiful, beautiful, exactly. The slope is, because remember it's y equals mx plus b. The slope is right there. It's on the other side next to the variable. So the slope is right there. There's the slope. Negative 0.4. And what are the units on the slope? Well, remember slope is always y2. Whoops, kind of scribbly there. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Slope is always that. And so what are my y values? Well, this is like y. So that's balance, which is dollars, over what's my x values? N, over n, which is minutes. So my units on the slope is dollars per minute. So negative 0.4 dollars per minute. See how I came up with that? We're just wanting to make sure we're comfortable with all these different linear equations, slope and intercept things in terms of real life examples. Do we understand what they are in the real life situation? Slope is y over x. We also call it rise over run. It's y over x. And what is y? This is y. It's y equals mx plus b. So this is why y is b. B is balance in dollars. And x is the variable on the other side. That's n. N is minutes. So that means it's b over n. It's dollars per minute. So that means the slope is negative 0.4. In other words, that's $0.4. In other words, 40 cents per minute. Now 0.4, that's 40 cents, right? $0.4, that's 40 cents. If it helps, I can put another zero back there. 0.40, and it's negative, which means it's going down. So the balance goes down $0.40, in other words, 40 cents every minute. So that basically he's being charged 40 cents per minute as he talks, because the balance is going down $0.40 per minute. So dollars per minute on that one. So there's the slope and there's the units on it. There we go.